Hi guys, welcome to the first video of our course. So the fact that the first video of the course is there, so it has to be fully hands-on, and it's gonna be a very interesting, very simple application, but it's gonna get your hands dirty. That's essentially the objective of this course, is to be super hands-on, practice with latest engineering stuff. It's gonna really help you design an architecture that's gonna be used in organizations either now or either in the next couple of years. These are very interesting times, so really grateful that you all have joined. So the first thing that we will be creating today is a chatbot, and yes, I'll create it from the scratch. Whatever code I'm using, wherever I'm copying, you're gonna learn how to design an application, how to code, how to copy code, how to read documentation, everything from scratch. I have nothing stored. So to start with, let's just spend some time in understanding GitHub, right? Because as I said, that this is a course that's focused on AI engineering, so GitHub is must. So what is GitHub? GitHub is nothing, okay? GitHub is just a platform that's used for collaboration. So say you are writing code and the code doesn't reside in your PC, right? It needs to be stored somewhere on the cloud. So that's where GitHub comes. So I write code in my local machine, and then I push it to the cloud. That's it. And now once it's in the cloud, all the principles of cloud, whether it's related to security, are available in GitHub. Whether it's related to version control and collaboration, those are the key features, guys. Let's say you are working on a project and you say to me that, Aditya, I need your help in data cleaning. Can you clean this data for me? From where will I clean it? I won't come to your house and clean it, right? You would push it into a Git repo. I'll pull it from there. I'll do a commit. You're going to approve it. Everything you'll see right away. So let's just start with the demo, right? Why just talk, right? Other creators also talk a lot. So if I also talk, it might not make much sense. So let's just open GitHub, guys. Okay, let's just open github.com. Okay, now we are here. Now I have GitHub set up. So let's just try to get the size reduced a bit. So let's just click on your profile. So you need to have a GitHub profile, guys. Quickly, I'm gonna request everyone to create one GitHub profile. It's not difficult at all, and if you're learning AI engineering, I expect you to know how to create a GitHub profile. So let's just create a new repository. Let's just write in class 1 chatbot. This is a chatbot. So I just wrote the repository name, I just wrote the description. It's available on the public. I'm adding a readme file. As and when you will see, you will understand what readme file is and why it is used. We'll add a git ignore file. I'm going to tell you why we need a git ignore file. Don't worry, just have some patience. Everything is going to be clear, and I'm using a MIT license. You can for the time being go with any other license also, because we are not creating a package or we are not bundling it as an application yet, so we don't need to worry on that. Just relax. So we are good out there. So we have created a repository. So now we can click on this green thing, that's code. You can just copy this to the clipboard, and you need to open VS Code. So again, as I said, if you're using or learning AI engineering, I expect you to be knowing at least how to get this. So let's just close whatever it is there. Let's just do one thing. Let's just go to our source control, and yeah, I think something is already open on my system. It might be open on your system as well. So let's just close it. Let's just open any folder. Okay, let me show it you from the scratch only, since this is the first project. So let's just go a little slow so that you can also practice with me. Let's just go to here and let's just create a new folder. Okay, I'm going to name it as course, course course content, and let's just go inside it. Okay, so once we go inside it, I'm going to write cmd, so it's going to open my command prompt, and now I'm entering a command that's essentially code dot. So now my VS Code will get opened. Now I'm here. Now I'm able to see one thing, that is clone your git repository in front of me. I'll click here, then I'll paste the URL which I had, then I'm going to click it. It's asking me from where does it want me to save. I'm going to go to desktop 2024, course content, and bank. So we are here. So let's just open it in a new thing. It will be better. Yeah, we are opening in a new window. That's okay. So now we are crystal clear till now. Nothing done. We just created a git repository and we cloned it, right? That's it. And it is just like using normal UI. So now we will create code and we'll push it to the cloud so that the entire world can use it. Now we are good till here. Now what are we supposed to do is create a chatbot, right? So for that, let's create a file called app.py. Now this is the file where my chatbot code would reside. Don't worry about the code. This courses would be designed in a way that coding would never be a challenge for anyone. If there is some typical code, I'll tell you from where you can use it. I'll tell you how to use it. I'll tell you how to read documentation as well, so that you never feel disturbed while coding or doing anything, right? This is a pure end-to-end course. Now we are good till here. We have created a app.py file. Now let's just create a .env file. Now the question is, why do we need .env file? See, here I'm going to create a chatbot. So for a chatbot, I would need a LLM. For using an LLM, I would need an API key. So those API key would be stored in this .env file, and this file won't be pushed to my GitHub. Okay, this is not all the green thing would be pushed to GitHub. This is not green, so it won't be pushed. Why it won't be pushed? Because it is mentioned in .env. If you'll go to find, if you'll see .env, see it's already mentioned .env. So we are good here. This file won't be pushed. Why it won't be pushed? Because as I said, GitHub is a place where you post code, right? Anyone can use that code in your company. Anyone can use that code on the internet. Obviously, it's not that anyone can access your private repository, but the idea is GitHub doesn't allow you to push API secrets, right? Your API secrets are very important, and in this course I'll also tell you how to deal with API secrets in actual production grade application using Azure Keyword. So we are good here. We have .env file. Now we need a requirements.txt. Guys, see, this is the bare minimum that would be done in any project. Requirements.txt. Why do we need requirements.txt? We would be using so many Python packages and stuff, so I would need a .txt, right? Because this file will help me install all the dependencies in one shot. I'm going to show you now. And now we are talking about AI engineering and stuff. The first thing is we need a clean environment, guys. I don't want to use my existing Python environment. I'll create a clean Python environment. So I have already mentioned the commands over here. We can just simply copy paste it. You don't need to remember any command. As I said, that this course would be designed in a way that you don't remember anything. That's my promise. So let's just create a virtual environment. So this is essentially creating a virtual environment. Do you want to select for this workspace folder? Let's just click to yes. So essentially, guys, we have a blank environment, a blank canvas of Python, and we can paint it with any library we want. Now we are good. Now you won't want your environment to be pushed to GitHub, right? It's your personal environment. Why do you want it to be pushed to GitHub, right? You don't push your environment to GitHub. So let's just add chatbot .env. So we are good till here as well, right? So now this file is also not green, so it won't be pushed. So simple, guys, right? The thing is, we are using GitHub, right? This is just an introductory class to give you a high level glimpse. We created a repository, quite simple. We cloned a repository, just a click of a button. We haven't done any coding. Everything is set up. We have used .env file so that we manage our secrets well. We have requirements.txt. That's essentially the file that we're going to be using for just our Python libraries and stuff. So all the libraries which would be used in this project would be there in the requirements.txt. There's nothing great out there, right? So now everything is done. Now we need to add few libraries. So if you would see, I'll be creating the chatbot using Streamlit. So let's just mention Streamlit. For managing my secrets, I would need Python .env. And the LLM that I'm going to be using essentially is Gemini. So why Gemini? Just this is the introductory class. Let's not go there why and how. I'll explain you everything. Why Gemini, what is its context length, why it is being used, and everything is going to be clear. It's just we are just randomly choosing it. The reason I'm choosing it, it's free of cost, at least for 15 requests per minute if you're going to use the Flash one. So that's the reason. So how, from where I need to figure out the library, that which library do I need to install so that I can play around Google Gemini. I don't remember it. So what I'm going to type is Google Gemini Python code. I'm going to just mention it in Google, right? Everything is available, guys, in Google. Just you need to be you just need to have little bit common sense. That's all. Nothing more is required. Had anything been more required in this course, I would have made it clear that I have mentioned it, but don't worry. Here they are saying installing the Python SDK. So we can just copy the library and paste it over here. Do we need any other library? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. For the time being, let's just stick to this, but we need to activate this virtual environment. So let's just see, we have a command for activate as well. and all these things would be given to you. This is just the starting class, just to give you a high level glimpse of one chatbot so that you can also be actively engaged in this course. So now we are good over here, right? Now we need to install the libraries. Let's just install pip install -r requirements .txt. So essentially I'm just installing all the requirements.txt. It's not a big task, it might take some time. Until then, let's just go to the PPT a bit. So as I said, you would understand GitHub. Now we are using GitHub for version control and collaboration. We have done some work on GitHub. We have cloned a repo. We haven't pushed yet. I'll show you how to push without command. We'll use directly VS Code. Now what are we designing right now? We are designing a simple chatbot. We are designing a ChatGPT clone. Why are we designing it? Because it would serve as a starting point to build up quality production grade applications. So now the first thing is, for UI UX I'm using Streamlit. Streamlit is a Python library which allows me to create UI UX. Now the question is, sir, I don't know Streamlit. That's okay, it's not a big thing. See, at the era of LLMs, there's nothing that you don't know. You just need to know how to use things right, in a right fashion. Okay, I'm going to explain you everything. It's very simple. And then we would be integrating Gemini, and then we would be generating some sort of response. And this is our first project and first minor class, so just relax and chill. Now the thing is that from where will I get my code? I don't know how to create a chatbot in Streamlit, and I seriously don't know, and I don't expect you guys to know it as well, right? It's fine, it's not a big thing. So I think the libraries are getting installed. System is not that fast, so let's just wait for a while. Meanwhile, let me show you. So now the thing is, I need to create a chatbot using Streamlit. Now the question is, how will I create it? I'll go to Google. I'll type in Streamlit Echo bot. So now the question is, what is Echo bot? Echo bot is nothing. Echo bot is a bot that replicates your response. So if you're going to say hi, it's going to say hi. If you're going to say how are you, it's going to say how are you. So they themselves have given me the code on how to create a UI. So I won't be doing anything. I'll be just copy pasting it. I can just click on view full code. And there are some issues with the website, I guess. It's loading a little slow. So these kind of things happen, guys. Okay, don't worry. So here is the full code. Now see, this is the full code. Now you need to realize one thing. They haven't given me an option from where I can copy paste directly. So guys, these are principles of product development, right? We'll be focusing a lot on product development as well. So the Streamlit team needs to know that here there needs to be a button so that I can copy at one shot. Now there is not a direct way so that I can copy it. That's okay. There's nothing to go hard on them. But yeah, as a product engineer, you need to be knowing all these things as well. We'll talk about product design as well. Now we'll just copy this, Control C, and we'll be pasting it, Control V. So essentially the libraries are getting installed. Maybe in your system it would have been installed. In my system, I'm not sure why it's taking this much time, but what I'm assuming is that my VS Code is stuck and the libraries are installed. That's what I'm assuming. I may be wrong. So let's just close VS Code. VS Code. So now I have code for Echo bot. I'm just copy pasting it. There's nothing more that I'm doing. I'm just copy pasting code. This is what Streamlit has given me. I haven't done any coding. This is what Streamlit has given me. So let's just again activate the virtual environment. Let's just activate the virtual environment which we created, right? As I said, virtual environment would be my bundle wherein I can install dependencies, throw up libraries. I can do anything. So we are good here. Okay. Now what I need to do is I need to see whether it will run or not. Streamlit run app.py. So essentially I guess the libraries would have been installed. It was not coming in my VS Code due to speed issues. So guys, this is going to happen, right? Compute is going to be your biggest future resource. I can bet it on. Countries like US have already started talking about UBC, that's Universal Basic Compute. So compute is going to be essentially the new oil. So what is EchoBot? If I'm going to type hi, it's giving me hi. If I'm typing hello, it's giving me hello. But this is okay, right? We just copy pasted code and it's mimicking my response. Now I want the response to be coming from Gemini. So how do I do it? How do I create a system that Gemini answers all my question? As I said, I don't know how to do it, but I know how to look at the documentation. So I'm going to go to Google. Okay, essentially I'm going to go to Google. I had this tutorial. I'm going to copy paste this line. I need to import it, right? The next thing that I need to do is, I need to, what it's showing me is that, hey, you need your API key. Okay, that's nice. So I need an API key. Okay, that's not a big thing. We'll just copy paste this, and it's saying we need our API key. So from where will I get my API key? So again, guys, it's all about Googling at a time, right? Your search engine, Google also in the search has included LLM based capabilities. So Gemini API key. I'm just Googling, guys, and I'm creating an end-to-end application in front of you. So I'm going to just click on the first link, and I already have, so I'm going to click on get an API key. So it's pretty much simple, guys. I think if you're doing a course on AI engineering, you would know how to get an API key. Everything is just click of a button, and we are creating an API key. And guys, relax if you don't understand much stuff. This is just the beginning. We are getting our hands dirty so that we can just get things done in a quick fashion, so that we scale up very quickly and very efficiently. We already have this API key. Let me go to here. Let me type Gemini API key, and I'm going to paste this API key. Hopefully it'll work. Guys, see, these demos are live. I'm not recording anything. I want the videos to be raw so that you can learn from the mistakes, right? That's from where even I'll learn it. Now I need to load it in my Python code, my API key. How will I do it? I essentially don't remember how to use .env, which is absolutely okay. As I said, you also don't need to remember anything. If you're with me, I don't remember anything, right? In our school, in our college, we used to do that. Now we are in industry, we need to build everything from scratch. So I'm going to just ChatGPT it. Python .env usage. Essentially, guys, you need to learn how to use LLMs and be very, very productive in your journey, in your life. There's no way you can beat that. See, I don't remember how to use a .env file. That's absolutely okay, right? But I know how to use a LLM. So essentially now it's not working. It's stuck, but that's okay. That's not an issue. Why should we be worried? We're going to use Gemini. This is not a super difficult query that I need any rocket science to do it, right? Just type Python .env usage example, right? I think Gemini is going to give me a response. So anytime any LLM, there's a lot of traffic which comes into their things as well, right? All in all, you need to just do this thing. You need to paste it over here, right? And then you need to, I guess, load the thing. Just do it from here, and simply we need to copy paste with the API key as well. So this, were you able to see how simply I was able to do it? I just need to type in here API key, and what is the name of my API key is essentially Gemini API key. So guys, see, I don't remember anything, and I want to make these videos like the way I think, because that's how you're gonna learn development. You're gonna learn how to create end-to-end applications. So we are good till here. Now the thing is, see, now this is the variable that I need to play around. I need my model to give a response. Okay, so let's just change it. Now again, I don't remember how to use Gemini. See, I don't remember anything. I'm so bad, right? But that's okay. As I said, I just need to follow up on the tutorial on how to build on stuff. So yeah, so that's essentially this. So this is the thing that I need to use. So first of all, I'm defining a model. So for the time being, we will be using uh, Gemini 1.5 Flash. It has 15 requests per minute, so that's great. That's essentially great. I guess 95% of the applications which leverage LLMs in today's era, that kind of a request rate is okay, because initially applications are built and being tested to small set of users, so you don't need a super heavy LLM. But be aware, guys, this is a public endpoint, so don't share any secret data. Don't worry, we'll have a class on security as well. Now everything is going to be clear. Now I'm just copy pasting the content. Don't worry, guys, everything is just copy pasted. Response is equal to, we're going to just delete this response, model dot content. So we want it to basically essentially answer me on the prompt, and then basically I want it to return me in markdown. I want it to return me text. From where did I go that know that I need to return text? See, it's mentioned response.text in markdown. Okay, so now let's see what is the status. Let's just refresh it. And also guys, my this is coming little purplish because that's my design language, so I made some changes to the streamlet. For you it might be simple white and black, so just relax. I'm gonna teach you on how to design, how to do UI UX. I'm deeply interested in UI UX as well. I'm gonna explain to you, don't worry. For you it might be white and black, but that's essentially simple. So I'm gonna type hi. So essentially it's running. Let's not sure whether it's gonna give me a right output or not. Okay, there's an error. What's the error? Your default credential were not found. To set up application default credential, you need to do this. Okay, so there is some issue that's happening. That's basically on the API key side. That's okay, that's not a big issue. Let's just try to debug it. And see guys, this issue has come in the live class. Right now the thing is, how will I debug it? That's the part. I'm creating another API key. Let's see, that might work. That's number one. Number two is Gemini API key os.environment.get. So we are fetching this and then we are defining it. Then this should maybe not. Let's just test whether it's working or not. I think there is some issue with my API key. I think we need to debug this. Okay. So now there is an error. Wow, error in class 1. That's great, right? That's going to essentially teach you how to debug. Development is a lot of debugging only. So it says your default credentials were not found. To set up your application default credentials, CHTTP this authentication. Okay, it's basically an authentication error. So let's for the time being, let's just copy this API key and let's just paste it over here. Okay, it's not working. Wow, that's great. So essentially it's not working. The idea is that the default credentials were not found. To set up application default credential. Okay, so this is basically a credential error. Not sure why this credential error has come up. Let's just see. Don't worry guys, these type of things happen, and this is an engineering course, right? So if there won't be any errors, how would we even have fun? That's essentially the part of it. So let me just see. Once I had built it, I'm not sure that whether that application which I once built was working fine or not, but let me see. Okay, I think this is also not completed. Okay, so how do I think about this? I have an error and maybe I need to solve it in 5 minutes. That's okay, that's not a big task. But how do I think about it? How do I proceed? So I'm having an authentication error, and usually authentication error are toughest to debug. But still, let's just try. The thing is, there's something that's not working out. Probably it has something to do with the way I'm Fetching API key seems to be wrong. All it's mentioning Gemini API key. So let's just wait for a while and try to see that what's happening. So guys, these sort of errors would come from, let me just check. Let me check in front of you guys only. So I'm seeing the API key. If I'm clicking on get an API key, I'm being redirected over here. There are so many projects set up. If I delete it or something like that, get an API key, create API key, then I need to select my Google Cloud project. If I'm selecting this, I'm generating an API key that's essentially this API key, and then I'm pasting it over here. But then why is it's Gemini API key? It's Gemini API key, Google API key model. Let's just go inside it. So guys, see, I'm going to show you one very interesting. You can go inside it, okay? You can go inside generative. You can go inside this module as well. I think for the time being we are not able to do it. I'm not sure why, but yeah. Later on I'll show you how to debug in runtime as well. Don't worry. So we are stuck over here. How do we proceed? Let's just run it once. Streamlit run app.py. Hi. Cloud SDK credential missing. Okay, let's just see Google. I hope the way I'm using it is correct. Okay, wait. Okay, see, I guess I might have missed this line only. See guys, these sort of issues might come, and even I'm not sure whether this would work. See, I've got an error. Now I was able to debug in live class only. That's the part about this course that I like. It's gonna really teach you engineering. That's for sure. So code debugging, right? I tested out 2-3 times, nothing worked out. I had a look at the documentation again and it worked out. So now the thing is, I'm not sure it will work out or not, but I'm very hopeful it should. Let's just type in hi. It does. See, that's the part. That's the idea that I want to teach you. You don't need anyone's help. All you need to know is how to look at documentation essentially. See, I had an error, and it was basically because in live class, if you're coding, you might mess up on something. Essentially, this application was just built on how to learn to see the documentation. And now you have a ChatGPT clone. You can chat with it, right? You can type give code to give code for binary sort. So don't worry if you don't know binary sort and all, that's okay. So you're able to see that it's able to generate responses as well, right? See, it's able to do it for you. It's able to give you the code. That's the part that you need to understand, okay? Only thing is there that it might be chat message prompt response.text, and here also you just appended response.text. So essentially it's going to every time target dot text, so you won't find any JSON like string. Now it's okay, just refresh the app, just play around. Hi, give code for binary sort. So see guys, in class 1 only, you know how to see the documentation, you know how to approach a debugging problem, you know everything that's essentially there, you know how to use GitHub as well. So now let's just commit our code. So how do we commit it? First lecture chatbot. So guys, I want to keep the videos raw because this is essentially a little difficult to create, since it's gonna be a lot of engineering. I don't want to fabricate stuff. I just want you to learn, because see, there would be 20,000 tech stacks that would be coming up in your tech journey, but I just want you to know how to think. That's it. That's the whole goal of this series. So I'm gonna just click on sync changes, and I guess my code would get pushed as well. So let's just see, has it been pushed or not. So guys, our code is also pushed. We have done a basic revamp on how to use GitHub, how to understand documentation, how to create a chatbot without coding. Just understanding the fundamentals of things is going to really help you. So essentially that's it guys. It was a good session, good class one, and meet you in the next session. Thank you everyone.